Greetings everyone, and welcome on back to another episode of Minecrafting with Ultra. I am Ultra, and I have been a little bit of a busybody buildy boy in between episodes. Not too much though. I didn't go ahead and build the rest of the city or anything, but I have been busy on the inside of the tower here. You see, I've had an epiphany. I've come to realize that I don't have to show you everything. I can do some of the boring stuff kind of just on my own and just get it done real quick and out of the way, and then we can do the fun parts together. So that's what we're going to do today. I have done all of the boring stuff and gotten that out of the way so that we can do the fun stuff together. Starting off inside here, you'll see that I've worked a little bit on the interior of this place. Most of what I've done has been in the tower, but I've set this up to have like a window here, and what this is going to be is like a bit of like a waypoint or like an entry kind of checking station when you come in. We've got the barracks back there, and this is the east entrance to the city. So my thought is that as people were coming in here, you would have guards stationed and stuff like that. And if you had like a sneaky or like a shady character come in here, they would have this little guard stationed over here where maybe they could check their goods and make sure they're not smuggling anything into the city or anything like that. So that's what this is going to be, a little guard shack. And then up above in the house part, that's actually going to be the captain of the guard is going to live up there. And I've already got one of you guys picked out for that. I've had one of you picked out for a long time now, actually, but I'm just now getting around to building it. But if we come in here, we've got this little staircase that I set up here that takes you out to this platform. If you'll remember from the last episode, this takes you into the troop quarters. And over there is going to be where the captain of the guard lives. And this will just be a little kind of in-between point for troops and things like that. It's not what we're going to do today, though. Today, we're going to focus on this mama right here. And if we go inside of it, you'll see that I've created another little kind of thing on the inside here. And this is an elevator shaft. If we go around this way now, we've got some stairs that take us all the way up to this first floor here. And I've done a bit in here. There's more stairs that go up. We'll get there in a minute. But this is the top of the elevator shaft. And we're going to do a cool thing up on top that I'm not ready to reveal yet, even though it might be the thumbnail. I'm not sure. But so the elevator will come up here, and then we'll actually have another couple more cranes that'll take everything the rest of the way up to the top of the little roof. And this is the last like kind of landing before you get actually up top side there. So if we go up, blah, 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 this is where we're going to be today. Way up here. And a couple other things. I have a lot of things planned. So that's really about all I did. I put a couple diamond blocks there just to tie it into the gatehouse a little bit. I don't honestly have any other use for them, so I'm just going to use them to kind of flex a little bit in various spots throughout the city here. So I guess if I don't do something with them, then I'm going to do nothing with them, and this is better than them just sitting in a chest forever. With that being said, though, I think that is all of the things that I did kind of in between episodes, and so now it is time to do our first cool little thingy that I have planned. I figured the top of this tower here would be the perfect place to perch a trebuchet, and you can see here I tried building it at a bit of an angle before I realized that wasn't going to work out, and I'll show you why here in just a second. But my thinking for this tower since I built it was always that it was going to add to the city's defensive and offensive capabilities, and I thought what better than a gigantic siege weapon perched up here at the top to sink any incoming enemy ships. And there we are. I think that turned out pretty cool. I was gonna build it on like a platform to make it look like they could rotate it around, but ultimately I decided not to do that for the same reason that I decided not to build it on a diagonal angle. Because if you look out over the water here, eventually what I want to do is make it so that all the ships would have to pass this way to get into the city. I want to make this kind of impassable over here. So if you look at the trebuchet and kind of where it's lined up to fire, like there's really no reason for it to aim to the right or to the left. Because if you aim to the right, you're going to take out the lighthouse. If you aim to the left, you're going to hit this island, which eventually will have builds out there that we won't want destroyed. So the trebuchet really just needs to be able to control its range kind of back and forth this way. So if a ship's way out there, preferably you sink them way out there, but if it gets closer, then they can just put less tension on it when they pull it back, and then the thing will just kind of land a bit closer and hopefully sink the ship, not let the bad guys in. We win, blah, 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 blah. We'll have a few other things though, because I scattered some cobble here, and my thinking is these are like the bullets. These are the things that actually get flung out. So I want to have a couple more cranes to help bring those up, and that also explains the elevator. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That also helps explain the elevator down here. So that'll be what they use to bring the bullets up. You see what I'm saying? We do have a couple more things beyond that I want to get done. I don't know if we're going to do them all in this episode or not, but I do at least want to finish up kind of the functionality of the trebuchet. So that means the elevator and all the interiors and everything here. By the end of this episode, hopefully this tower will be complete, or complete enough. And you guys don't even know it, but we are actually already a step closer to achieving that goal. You see, I kind of just went on ahead and finished the interior. I did record it. I was going to time lapse it, but I decided not to. I figured this way we could just walk through it and I could just show you guys the whole schlemiel together, and we could kind of walk through the story and I could explain to you as we go my idea. So here is the idea. So the trebuchet is at the top and it shoots cobblestone. It shoots these little bullets, right? They're little rocks, pretend. So in the elevator shaft here at the bottom, we do have some bullets that have spilled over, unfortunately, but that's okay. They've got quite a bit of them up there. You'll see as we go along. So if we come around this way, we'll go up the creepy, spinny stairs that spiral their way up to this first floor here. And like I mentioned, you can see we've got lots of cobble just piled up, and then the elevator is almost here to this floor, but it goes all the way up to the tippy top. And this thingy here is actually the counterweight for it. So as this one goes up, this one is coming down just to help you move the weight, so it's not so much to handle. Nothing else really on this floor, nothing too spectacular or special, just stairs that run their way up, more cobble and a bunch of barrels everywhere. And then once we get up here, this room I think is actually where it starts to get super cool, because here's where we have like kind of the workings for it or whatever. So the idea is you flick this little lever on this, you would pull this up like ching 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 all the way up with the chain sound, and then you would have this would be at the bottom, and you would have guys down there that would be throwing stones on it or whatever. And when you're ready, you would flick the lever, and this would go ching 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 and pull it up or down. This would go down because it would be up, and then this would go up to the top. You know what I mean? Hopefully you know what I mean. I like to think that it is self-explanatory. Of course, I put a couple banners up here for the city. And then this over here is another smaller little elevator. Again, you got your counterweight there, and then you got your little ammo that you'd be sending up to the top. So they could bring it up here with the big elevator, they could offload it, have a bunch on standby, and then you'd have guys that could either carry it up the ladder, or you could bring it up this thing depending on how fast you would need it. But you don't really need it that quickly because this thing can only fire so fast, I reckon. Still, it looks kind of neat though. This crane here is kind of, to me. It does get a little busy with the trebuchet. I think it kind of blends in a little bit, but also I feel like you can tell what I was going for. It's kind of the same thing as the big one, but just on a minier scale. You've got this here, and you'd flick your little lever and it would unlock this, and this would drop down and it would pull up the other one for you. So that is kind of it for this tower here, the Trebuchet Tower of Terror, I guess, of protection, I don't know. Or at least that's it for the interior. I've got a couple more things planned. We've got 2 more builds planned, 2 more cool little special little fun little things that I want to do, and I think we're going to time lapse those. Nothing too big or mind-blowing or spectacular, but why don't we get into it and get this thing finished up. Look at that beautiful sunrise, y'all. Oh my goodness. I love this thing so much. 100%, I have to say, this has to be my favorite build ever. Look at that battle damage. We got that battle damage right there, boy. It's live action, I tell you what. Let's go take a gander in there, and I'll show you how cool this thing looks. So, if we come on down here, we can come up the scaffolding this way, yonder ways here. And then check it out. I've used like the iron bars to make it look like some supports and stuff like that, like some rebar or something in there. And then they've got some spare bricks up here so they can start filling it in and repairing it. My thinking was maybe like at some point in time there was a ship got a little too close for comfort here, and one of the cannonballs was a bit more successful than what we would have liked. But I love it. I seriously love it. Look, and then it's got a little crane there to help them get the bricks up and down. And I put another one off to the side here. And I wanted this one to look like they erected it. Oh, what is going on with my trapdoors there? Let's go up here real quick and fix that. But I wanted it to look like they erected it like, like this isn't a permanent crane. This is just something that they put here so that they could help lift bricks and supplies and things like that up there. Plus, I wanted to say erect. And that brings us around to this side here to our little coat of arms. We'll get there in a second, though. See, here's this crane, and my thinking was that it could rotate or something. Maybe they could rotate it around and bring the supplies up from the ground. That way the guys didn't have to carry everything up by hand. And I also changed, if we go up top here, I changed this crane a little bit. I think it looks a lot better now. What I did was I swapped out some of the logs for fence posts here. It was blending in too much with the trebuchet, and I wanted it to look like a separate little thing. So that looks better now, I think. I also changed this one in here by adding these little gears. Well, I don't know, they're big gears. I put these big gears here, and my thought was they would turn and they would turn each other, and this is a little belt that wraps around and just helps with the elevator here, the upping and downing. I put one of them little gears on the back of this one too. I think it looks pretty cool. I love it. I think the banner looks pretty cool too. I'm still kind of working on the design. I have swapped out on the old flag. I had some cyan wool in there, and I swapped that out for the white wool. I think it looks better, and I think it adds it starts to tie it together a bit more to the custom banners that I made. Got the little yellow tips there at the bottom and the yellow circle in the center. I think it looks pretty cool, and look how this place is coming along. You guys don't get to see it from this angle much. I usually show it from the other side. I got my little looking post out here. This is where I come and I sit when I want to just look. And there it is. There's that city right there. Start of it, at least. We're getting there. I reckon that's gonna be it for now, though. As the sun rises, I had to go to sleep because it started raining, so we get to see another sunrise. It's my favorite view out here. This place really is incredible. You guys also are very, very incredible. Thank you so much. The support on the channel recently has been absolutely mind-blowing. I genuinely cannot believe it. Feels good, man. Feels good. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Also, I kind of shoehorned it in at the end of the last episode, and I felt bad because I didn't really say anything about it, but I have my first ever patron. That's right, somebody found my Patreon. I made it a while ago, and I never really announced it because I didn't want to, and plus, I've never had one or been on one or anything, so I don't really know what kind of things to offer to make it worth, like, you know, real world money, but I am going to work on it. That is something that's there. That's something that's available if you want to support the channel in that way. Part of the perks of that is you get your name listed in the credits at the end of every video. So that's what that was. That's what this is. And yeah, I figured I should mention that. So don't forget to leave a comment, leave a like if you like. You don't have to, you know, no obligation for anything, but I would appreciate it. I guess that's it for now. So I will see you guys next time.